This is Cab Class with Gary, Mark and Sean. And we're asking, are you a classy cabbie or a dirty old dog? If you think you're a classy cabbie, maybe you have a story to tell, and you don't mind us digging out your past, then get in touch by emailing us at newcabclass@gmail.com. Gotta love it. That's Cab Class with Gary, Mark and Sean.
Hello everyone and welcome to Cab Class, the brand new podcast where we chat to your favourite cab drivers. We'll be talking to them a bit about their experiences and of course if they're a classy cabbie or a dirty dog. Thank you so much for listening everyone. We really appreciate everyone that listens and everybody that gives us feedback. We've had some great reviews, some real positive stuff coming back to us. We're all really pleased as punch about it. For everyone out there who does listen and who does like the show, please don't be scared to add feedback. Feedback is a great way for us to promote the show and get word out there. I'm Gary, I'm your host for the show. Sitting next to me, or 2 metres away, is my old mate, Chelsea Mark. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
How are you?
All right, thank you. It was a good intro.
Do you know what? We had a long chat, didn't we? My intro.
4 coffees.
Yeah. It was my 4 coffees and a couple of Red Bulls. But no, I know how flat my intros have been. We've been working on it.
No, you've done well.
And I nailed it in the first go.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I normally have a half-hour wait to talk. Well done. No, that's really good.
We normally have to convince the guest to stay.
Yeah. Last week you put his coat on, and in the end we talked to him around and said, no, you get the hang of it eventually. Well done, mate.
Cheers,
nice
mate.
to see you.
Yeah, you too. What have you been up to this week?
Same as, mate. Sticky
Nothing?
back. No, nothing. A bit of painting, but nothing.
No, she got you painting. What
Yeah,
was you
she's
doing?
got me. Yeah, it took me about 8 months to get the lid off, and I've done it now. And yeah.
Well, you'll be stirring it tomorrow, won't you?
Yeah, stirring it tomorrow. Yeah, I've done a bit, mate. But
do you know what's funny?
Yeah,
Whenever I
good
do
job.
anything like that around the house, she gets me painting and that, and I sort of step back and I think, I mean, I could have been a painter. I'd have had my own firm by now.
Yeah.
I cook a bit of dinner. I could have been a chef. I'd have had my own restaurant by now.
But painting is something that everyone hates doing, don't they?
Yeah,
I always think, I forget the pandemic, but before I would get someone in to do it, then I can earn the money to pay someone who's good at it to do it, then I can earn the money. It worked that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But now, doing nothing, it's a shame to get someone to come in to do it when you've got to do it yourself, haven't you, eventually.
Oh no, it's the worst thing is that conundrum. Is it worth me paying someone else? Is it cheaper doing myself? But I've been in a few days this week. It's very quiet out there. For anyone who's in, they'll know it's not great out there. But sometimes you've got to get out the house.
London is you know, I do tour guiding. And it's a great time to go around doing it. But not you can. But London is mad. You can go and literally go down roads which would normally be literally solid traffic. No one anywhere, not a soul. It's mad.
Yeah, it caught me out actually. I got flashed down Millbank. Not
What
too
you doing,
happy about
22?
it. Yeah. I 25, but I had a geezer in the back. He was talking rubbish to me about COVID, as we're all hearing at the minute. Everyone's got an opinion on it, and I was like, oh, please shut up, mate. And then bosh, got flashed. So everything I've earned this week is going to be laid out on that. But
if you're going at 25 miles an hour, you're a risk.
I know. I was a risk to absolutely no one on the street and no cars on the road. But anyway, that's enough about that. Let's talk to the main man, the man who puts it all together.
The man who gives us the
He's
money.
given us another show. He said, all right, I'm going to give you one more show.
I put that check in and it cleared.
Really?
Yeah, it cleared, yeah.
Nearly.
Unbelievable. He's shocked.
Yeah. He's paying me in sweets.
Oh, is that old Chester?
Right, he is Sean Paul Day. Hello, mate.
Well done. Yeah,
Hello,
back
mate.
again. Yeah,
Good back,
good to
yeah.
be back. Time folds in half, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, when you're not doing anything, I thought the time would drag, but it actually folds in half. I
Yeah,
mean, before
yeah.
you know it, I did
We're
watch.
going to be spring soon.
Yeah, I did pass the time watching Crawley Town beat Leeds.
Yeah, that
3-0.
was amazing. Amazing, wasn't it? That was
3-0.
amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So that passed the time.
We've been doing homeschooling and it's slowly but surely going into night school.
Oh,
We start later and later every day.
I'll tell you what I have been doing just quickly, because I think it's good in the lockdown that you get some structure to your time, you know what I mean? So I've been volunteering escorting kids with additional needs to and from school every day,
fantastic.
which it is great, because I think the problem with the lockdown is people have seen an opportunity to stay in bed, and I don't think that's a good idea. I think to get some semblance of structure around your life,
It's
do something.
It's no good for the mental health.
No,
is it?
it's no good for the mental health or the physical well-being.
Yeah.
So to get yourself up and out gives you that structure. And I think that gets
What
you
a good
through,
thing to
really.
do as well, mate.
Well, yeah,
Really
it's
good
all
thing to
right,
do.
but mainly for yourselves as well, just to do something
yeah,
to keep you on the ball.
Right, well, we're on the ball, talking of physical health, we better introduce our main man, our guest.
Physical health?
He's been a green badge holder for 7 years. He's got his own YouTube channel, an extremely funny Twitter account, I must say. His name is Rosh, aka the Fat Trucking Cabbie. How are you, mate?
How you doing, guys? You alright?
Nice to meet you, mate.
Sean just touched on Leeds.
Yeah.
The government, I don't know if this is breaking news actually, I just read it on Twitter. The government are about to fine Leeds United for making an unnecessary journey to Crawley.
We got an error.
Good Lord.
Rightly so. That's all I can
That
say.
is
Rightly so.
unbelievable.
Where is Crawley?
Near Gatwick.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
yeah.
Oh, don't go there.
No, don't go there. No. Ain't a bad job. Wait and return.
I've done a crawling
Have
before,
you?
yeah.
Well done.
The ground's very near the airport.
Yeah. I've got a mate who lives there actually. Anyway, that's enough about that. Right, Ross, thanks so much for coming. We know this is the other side of the M25 for you, and really pleased. We were really chuffed that you said you'd do it. We both love your Twitter account. It really makes us laugh. Would you mind telling us a bit about yourself, where you're from, where you grew up, etc.? Maybe paint a small picture of early life.
I'm Rosh. I'm one of 6 children. I'm 51 years old.
No way.
Even though I'm not counting last year. But I'm 51 years old. I grew up in a little village called East Burgolt in Essex, in between Ipswich and Colchester.
Oh, okay.
Tiny little village. Some people might know it. It's where John Constable was born. And
right.
I was there.
I wanted to be a painter.
Yeah. We lived fairly near Flatford Mill. I don't know, you guys might have heard of Flatford, one of his paintings anyway. And we were the only brown family in the village, so we're a bit of a novelty.
Yeah. Did a lot of people paint you?
All the girls, all the girls chased my brothers rather than the fat one. So
you were fat then.
Yeah, I've always been overindulged. The problem is, my dad's from South Africa. I'm going to blame this on my parents now. My dad's from South Africa. My mum's from Trinidad and Tobago, and we're of Indian origin. So all of those different foods and tastes, and I was brought up on all that kind of
culinary delight.
Yes, must have been.
Yeah.
That's a mash-up.
Real three good ones, isn't it?
West Indian, South African, and Indian food.
Yeah.
So my mum, we were brought up on all those different cuisines.
So where did that mix end up in a little village in Essex?
Yeah, well, my dad ran his own business. He had a printing company in Ipswich. So we ended up just living in this tiny little village. It was nice and peaceful, and a million miles away from central London. It's just lovely.
So this would have been Sale of the Century time, or was that Norwich?
Yeah, no.
But they're on the same
I
town.
think it is Norwich, isn't it? Nicholas Parsons.
Yeah, Nicholas Parsons. Yeah. That's Norwich.
Yeah.
That's
Look
Norwich.
at Gary Puzzle.
Norwich and Ipswich is a very different place, though.
Do you know what Sale of the Century is?
They're arch enemies.
I didn't even know who the painter was, if I'm honest.
My next door neighbour was Paul Mariner. You might know.
I do, yeah. The big number 9 who played for Ipswich,
Yeah. And I got when I was
That's
at
a nice
school,
place then you're living, because he was a top footballer, wasn't
Yeah, we lived in a lovely house. It was be worth a fortune these days. But my next door neighbour was Paul Mariner. I worked in I had a part-time job when I was at 6th form. And every Saturday Bobby Robson came in, washed his jag.
Yeah. No way.
Because don't forget, this Ipswich side then were a very good side, didn't they?
yeah.
They won the Division 1, didn't
Fantastic. Mick Mills.
You UEFA Cup, wasn't it?
Osborne,
Yeah, BT.
BT. Oh gosh. There were
the two foreigners, Tyson
and Franz Tyson and Arnold Muir.
Murin, yeah. They were the first real foreign footballers, along with our dealers who came over to and really sort of
I'm not really into football, but I mean I like.
It's a good neighbour to have, though, isn't it?
Bobby Robson was a gentleman. I loved him. He was always had time for me. Always said, "How you doing? How's school going?" I was at 6th form then.
Yeah.
How's it going? Don't balls up your studies, young man.
Yeah.
He was a really nice bloke. Yeah, I loved him.
Everyone who when he died, they spoke about him. He was, not many. When someone dies, they never hear bad things normally, but everyone was raving about him as a person. Didn't they? Bobby Robson was like
real
iconic.
Gent. Yeah, proper gent. He had a big burgundy Jag. Came through every Saturday, put it through the car wash. always had time for whoever was serving him.
What a nice thing.
Yeah, nice bloke.
So where did you go from there? From Essex to
From there, what happened then? Right, I ran away from home.
Hold on, you can't just say that. What happened?
Yeah,
you couldn't have run far, your size.
Me and yeah, I know. Yeah, all right. All right. We got out of this.
Where did you got a bus out of town? Go on, you run out.
Me and my mate Reg. No, we ran to London. I didn't finish my studies.
Did you have you moved there for work?
Moved to London, yeah.
I mean, you haven't run that far, have you really?
No, not really.
Essex to London.
Yeah, it's a big cultural change, though.
It is.
Deep Essex.
Yeah.
Bear in mind,
This is your grand a stump of another finger, isn't it?
when I got to London, I realised, oh, hang on a second, there's more people that look a little bit like me.
Yeah,
I didn't realise there was anyone else in the whole of England that looked like
What
her
age
family.
have you done this?
Oh, 17, 18.
That's a big thing to do.
Okay, yeah, still very young.
Yeah.
Did your other brothers do it, or was it just?
No, they're sensible. I was, one of my brothers is a chef, and my sister's a nutritionist.
So as the cabbie, you're the black sheep.
Yeah, basically, I don't know what happened to me. But anyway, I ended up in London. The first job I ever done was selling Kirby Hoovers for 800 quid a pop. Yeah, I was taken in by this little advert in the Exchange and Mart. I found an Exchange and Mart somewhere.
How would you sell them? Door to door?
Door to door, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Did you clean up?
How many did
No, as it happens, I sold 2.
No.
And one of them was to my dad.
No. Well, to get you on the.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
To give me the commission. He paid the whole lot.
That's brilliant.
So I got my 150 quid commission.
So they thought you were really good. They thought he's flying. This kid.
Yeah, he's good, this bloke. And I sold one more, and then I
your
realised,
mum?
I can't. No, to some poor old dear. Oh God, Dorothy. I remember. Oh, bless her. I hope she's still alive. But if she's listening to this, I'm sorry, Dorothy, for selling you this crappy Hoover. Actually, they were very good.
What did you say? 800 quid?
800 quid.
In we're talking what, early 90s?
Yeah, early 90s. Yes, yeah, later, early 90s. Though,
Yeah.
What else did it do?
You could detach it, and what got the people was
really state of the art then.
You can sort of you can get the
plug it in.
Yeah, you can plug it in and you can switch it on. But you could. What really got the people was you went up to their bedroom and hoovered their mattress.
All right.
And there was this little contraption.
Well, that's one way in.
It never worked for me. There was this contraption that you added onto the Hoover, and it just hoovered up all of this crap from the mattress, and people were just horrified of this. That was the main thing.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, I'm sleeping on this mattress every day, and that's what they played on. The salespeople played on. I sold 2, as I said. One to my dad, one to Dorothy, and then I gave up the job. I couldn't really do it, I didn't have the heart.
Sales is very hard.
You have to be a certain.
Yes, absolutely.
You have to be quite, I don't know, ruthless in that job.
Definitely.
Well, it's thankless.
You've got to be able to light at people's face. That's
You need 1,000 Dorothy's, didn't you? And it ain't going to happen, is it?
I felt sorry for poor old Dorothy. I mean, I probably nicked her life savings, for that.
Yeah, but she's got no dust mites in her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I suppose I should think about it that way. And then after that, I was still very young, obviously. I was only in my early 20s. I started driving, doing driving jobs.
Yep.
I eventually got my HGV license and started driving lorries. In my first experience of driving the big stuff was recovering lorries. Trucks that had been involved in accidents or overturned or something. The insurance companies would then get a subcontractor, a recovery agent, to come and clean up the mess. So I used to work for one of those companies, driving the big rigs.
Yeah.
Helping recover articulated lorries that had been overturned or ended up, in a ditch somewhere.
So was this Class 1 stuff?
Class 1 stuff,
right,
yeah.
Okay. So did you go straight to doing a Class 1?
No, I had to do a Class 2 first. It's all changed now. I think there's
yeah.
a couple of other classes you have to do before you get to that Class 1. When I done it, you only had to do Class 2 and then Class 1. So I passed my Class 2, then took a couple of goes to pass my Class 1. And, I was driving trucks pretty much all my working life before I became a cab driver. A few other little jobs here and there as you do, but basically
But
that's
you never went back to Essex?
No, not to live, no.
No.
I've always lived in London. From when the moment I left East Bergholt, I've sort of pretty much been in Kilburn, Crickwood. I'm in Harrow now.
So you went west.
Northwest.
West.
I went west.
Do you know what? If you're East London, to us, west feels like a long way away.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when you go south, doesn't feel as far as say Chiswick or somewhere like that. You feel like you're out the mix. Don't you?
I feel like there's a cultural difference when you get out that way.
What, between West, a bit more civilised?
Probably in a good way.
When I go to places, I used to hate going out to places like Alston and that.
Oh, right.
Honestly, I used to look around. I swear to God, everyone who lives in Alston looks like they've got jaundice. Yeah. It's a weird place.
Nobody likes going out.
It's amazing how these places have changed. Like 20 years ago, Harlesden and Cricklewood and Kilburn was predominantly the massive Irish community in those areas. And you know, they're just 3 o'clock in the morning. You'd come across a few pissed Irish fellas, and all they want to do is talk crap to you, and they'd be totally harmless, and you just go away and do your business. But now it seems to have changed. You know, it's a bit unsavoury, some of the sort of stuff you probably know yourselves. You know, driving through Harlesden at 3 o'clock in the morning, you'd make sure your doors are locked.
You wouldn't stop, would you?
Oh yeah.
Nah, you wouldn't put your light on.
No, the light goes off for a minute, doesn't it, as you get through.
It's
the
a part of the knowledge. Even when I passed out as a cab driver, I still wouldn't have really thought I had Alston bagged up in my memory. It's a place that even on a motorbike you went and did it and come out again. It was just a not a very appetising place.
I always used to do it on a Sunday morning because you know the wrong uns ain't out early on a Sunday morning. they're afternoon people.
You just get the leftovers. Yeah. I mean, after my trucking career, although I did go back to trucking a couple of months ago, briefly, I became a cabbie, and here I am.
So what flicked the switch for you, Rosh? What was you thought? What was the deciding factor? Right, I'm going to do this knowledge.
My daughter, who lives in Ireland, my ex-missus is Irish.
Okay.
My daughter lives in Ireland, and I needed a job. In my head, I thought, right, well, I need a job where I can see my daughter more often. I'd split
flexibility, really.
Yeah, the flexibility of the job. My next door neighbour at the time was a cabbie, and I was always secretly very jealous of his lifestyle. You know, he comes home and he goes to work whenever he wants, and all of that stuff. I thought, bloody hell, that would suit me down to the ground. I could go and see Rhea whenever I wanted, you know.
But your own boss is a massive thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and I really I've always admired cab drivers, always, even from day one. The moment I landed in London, it was like, black cab driver, wow, bloody hell, I really want to get in that old fairway cab. I really want to speak to that bloke, you know. It's a cab driver.
That's one hell of an ambition.
I think a lot of people.
I'm welling up here.
They genuinely.
Well, it's iconic.
I remember I bought an old stereo from a second-hand shop in Queensway once, and I was thinking, right, part of that whole experience was going to buy the stereo, this 3-stack system of stereo, and then wait for a black cab driver I was living in Acton at the time. Wait
to ignore you and drive past
you.
To
come by and take that cab to Acton. And that's what I'd done. I waited for about 10 minutes or whatever, got my boxes of stereos and stuff, waited for, it was a fairway, put my hand out and he indicated, oh wow, it's stopping for me. You know, it was beautiful. I loved it. But that's not the reason why I became a cabbie. The cabbie thing was because of my daughter. That was the catalyst.
Yeah,
of me thinking,
it makes a lot of sense.
I wanted to do the knowledge.
So you could see her at weekends or whenever, and then you knew that you could still work.
We all know that's the best part about the job is the flexibility.
Yeah.
But so you've decided to do the knowledge. What year was this? When did you?
7 years ago now.
7 years ago, you've done the knowledge.
Oh no, sorry, no.
That's when you passed out.
That's why I got my badge. It took me 4 years. I was a bit of a slow coach at it. I was working part time.
Well, I think that's about the average now, isn't it?
4 years.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, I got red lined on 56s.
That's tough. What's that like getting red lined?
If I knew where Blackfriars Bridge was, I would have jumped over it.
Yeah,
that's a good line. That's a good line.
But
did you consider carrying on once you've been red lined?
I did consider carrying on, but I considered more giving up.
Yeah.
I thought, Mr. Gunning redlined me. He's known to be quite tough.
Yeah, we've covered him on a few of them.
Yeah, he's quite tough, and he said to me, "Go and work for Ellison Lee or something, mate."
Really? What, after he redlined you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
How many points did he take off you? Was you on 9?
I was on 3-3, so I needed.
No.
Yeah.
So you lost 9 points.
Yes.
With just
so I
the cost
needed
of a pen.
It was either get redlined or go onto.
Did you think you did enough to pass, or was
nah,
it?
He I don't think what he said to me was fair, but he didn't. I deserved to have failed that appearance.
But sometimes you think a 3-all could give you a leg up, and you probably sat you down as though if you failed this, you failed. Whereas you think you could give me an easier start or something to get me through it, but he's renowned for that, isn't he? I've never met the guy, but they tell me he's the harder one of the lot.
He's extremely tough. I think it was just where he would send you to and from. You know, he'd send you right across the board, and he was so tough. Really tiny little obscure
awkward
points.
little turnarounds and stuff.
Yeah, it was notorious. If you spoke to anyone who'd done the knowledge when I'd done it at the same time as you, roughly, and he was the one you always wanted to avoid. You felt you always had a chance until he walked out and called your name.
It was a bit unlucky getting him at that stage,
but maybe that's the way it works. To slow you down, or
these things. You know, it's true, isn't it? One door closes, another one opens, and I just decided to carry on with it. I had a few good experiences during my appearances after that. Notably, Mr. Swires. You know,
Mr. Swires, lovely man.
I wish that appearance was still going on now. He's such a lovely bloke. He said to me,
he wants to know about yourself, doesn't he? Your life and all that. It's like a job interview rather
exactly.
than
And he made an appearance. Actually, he made an appearance out of what you just said there. Well, you know. He asked, "Where's your mum from?" So I said, "Trinidad and Tobago." Right. Where's the Trinidad and Tobago High Commission? Oh, Belgrave Square, sir. Yeah, excellent. What's Trinidad and Tobago famous for? And he's just reeling off this stuff as if he's got it there in the hedge. So I, like a fool, said, pepper sauce? And he said, well, something else. And apart from pepper sauce, what's Trinidad, the Caribbean, famous for? Come on.
You're going to Lords, aren't you?
No, he said, you know, we have it here every year, Notting Hill game, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the carnival, because the carnival originates in Trinidad. That's where it first started, and then got exported all over the world. So he said, yeah, that's it, the carnival. So okay, take me from Belgrave Square to somewhere in Notting Hill Gate, and it went on like that. And my dad is South African, so he said to me, name me a South African bar. And we stumped me for a few seconds, and I said, oh, Springbok, so in South Africa Road next to the stadium. I said, yeah, that's a good one, the Springbok. Yeah, I like that. And then he said, where's the South Africa High Commission? Or Embassy. So I called it, and you know, stuff like that, and it was really enjoyable. It was my favourite appearance.
Yeah, I had him, and I felt he went on for about half hour. He was asking about my family, about how you are, or what you've done, and it was a proper interview. I felt as though I was being tested on me, not on my knowledge. He was just a lovely man, really nice.
I think even before him, I think you always had an examiner that did it about you as such. I remember being asked to go from Heaven nightclub. There was a sandwich shop that opened up just off Grazing Road called Butty Boys, and I was had to go from Heaven nightclub to Butty Boys.
No, luckily you run that a lot, didn't you?
Oh, I got it off pat.
Butty Boys, that's a classic. That is funny.
Oh, excellent. The last question he asked me, because while I was doing the knowledge, I worked part-time for Marks and Spencer's, driving their trucks, delivering to their stores. He said, "I'll just take me from any Marks and Spencer to another Marks and Spencer." Me, like an idiot, I should have said Marks and Spencer.
You chose two hard ones. To the one in Holston.
I said Marks and
Spencer's. They ain't got Marks and Spencer's in Holston.
Like an idiot, I said, "Oh yeah, Marks and Spencer's Woolworth Road, sir." Woolworth Road.
You're giving yourself a turnaround.
I'm thinking, what the hell did I do? I should have said Marks and Spencer's Marble Arch.
You should have said Marble Arch to the one in near Tottenham Court Road.
Yeah. And then the second one was Marble Arch and Pantheon. So I've on Great Marlborough Street. So I've given myself, you know, a bit of a job to get from Woolworth Road. He just
I was asked that once. Any Pizza Express. To any Pizza Express, that throws you, doesn't it? I've gone Pizza Express. I know a few, but you're thinking he's asking me to do it. And it really stumps you. You're thinking I'd rather be asked a question rather than you do it. Because you're thinking, hold on a minute, where am I going with this? Where do I?
You used to like Edinburgh Castle to Dublin Castle and all things like that, which are like a couple of streets away. But it would catch you, be like, no, that's too easy. What's he doing?
When I done my final appearance on the suburbs, the last question I was asked was London City Airport to Heathrow, and I'm thinking that you just do them parrot fashion, don't you? And I've gone. He went, that'd be a good fare, wouldn't it? And he held his hand out and to shake my hand that I'd passed the knowledge. Oh my God, you made me a heart attack. I'm going to fail this last bit. And then that's it. You sit there and you think,
it's such a great feeling.
Great feeling, isn't it? Yeah.
Fantastic. Good. I got the handshake from Mr. McDowell, who also I had on my first appearance. The first question he ever asked me, he scared the living daylights out of me. The O2 to Olympia. That's the first ever question I had on there.
That's a long way, isn't it?
It's a long way. Yeah, and he showed me what I called, which was like a big
banana.
Got
around the M25.
yeah, basically. But it's a pretty straight line if you look at it on a map. And I should have called straight through the middle, but I've gone all over the place. But he gave me the handshake, and like you said, Mark, it's a great feeling.
I wonder whether you're given an examiner at the beginning who's going to see you through. That would make sense that happened, and I'm sure, I think mine might have been Groves, I can't think, but it was that person or had him more than any other. And during my experience, he did say to me, "You'd make a very good cab driver." Ages before I got out, So you're almost thinking, was he mine? Has it worked that way?
Possibly. I mean, it's a mystery, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, it is.
It was for me.
That's the thing about it, isn't it? I'm dying to know what they write.
How it works out.
You probably would look at it and see that it's not really a mystery.
No,
you know what I mean?
He's
that's right.
He's
He's
drawing
to think
pictures.
about it.
He's probably doing a shopping list for what he's going to get on the way home, isn't he?
It's great, these stories. You get people, yourself, guys. You get people in the back of the cab. Asking us about the knowledge.
Yeah. Can't really explain it, can you?
It's just one of these. Yeah. It's one of these sort of supernatural things that we have to go through.
Well, I sit down in front of this fellow and he asks me questions and I answer it, and they're sitting there and you're thinking, they're looking right, I don't sound that hard. You're like, well, no, you're really nervous.
Well, the thing is as well, if you're doing any other exam, you're quite anonymous. So if you're rubbish or it's humiliating because you don't know the answers, nobody really knows who you are. But there, you're in front of someone. So if you humiliate yourself, it's for him to see, and I think that's the problem.
And also, most exams are pen and paper, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you learn a topic and you get asked questions, you've got time to think. When you've got to think on your feet, and the amount of questions you're asked of infinity, aren't they? Could be anywhere to anywhere. You could never end the amount you ask.
I hope they never change it. I know it's an archaic system. I know it's been here from the year dot, but it works.
But it works, and that's the thing.
It works. They can argue till the cows come home. Oh, we have Google. No. That doesn't cut it for us.
No, that's
right. Is there any particular appearance that, apart from the ones you mentioned, that you have a story to tell or something that happened on the knowledge that really grounded you, or you thought, oh, I don't know whether I can carry on with this. What am I doing?
Getting red lined, wasn't it?
The red line thing, but one thing that did stick out to me, it was quite funny actually. I was on the motorbike. It's not actually about the knowledge itself. It was just bumping into a cabbie. And I was coming up Finchley Road on my little moped on the bus lane, and I heard beep, 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 beep behind me. And I'm looking in the mirror, and it's a cabbie. I'm like, okay, just overtake me, mate. Anyway, he's gone past, and he's stopped. And this guy's about 120 years old. And I was looking at him, and he was looking at me, and he was saying, "You all right, mate?" I said, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just going home to Cricklewood. And he says, okay, how are you getting on? And I was talking to him. Bless him. He got out. He stumbled out of his cab. He's an old boy. I was being mean to him when I said he's only 20, but he's an old boy. And he was the loveliest guy ever. He had a 3-digit badge, and he was talking to me for about half. And I said to him, I was dying to ask him, why are you still working? What you're doing at your age, still doing the job? And he said, I just want to get away from the fucking missus. That's the only reason why I come out every day. And he was such a character. And I thought to myself, when I get to his age, I'd love to be like him. I don't necessarily want to be pushing a cab around at his age, but I'd love to be that type of character.
He's stuck in your mind, isn't
That's stuck in my mind. And I thought, oh man, I'm really doing something that's going to make me evolve as a character into something that I'd like to proud to be.
I'll tell you something funny. I was on King's Cross Rang. I'm going back about 18 years, and this woman was at the cab in front of me, and then she came to me, and I thought, well, he's rude or something. And I went, what was the problem with the cab in front? She went, oh, he's so old. I don't know whether I'll get to my destination. He's so old. So I thought,
he might not make it.
Yeah, what can you do? So I went and had a word. I said, oh, she just requires different cab or something. And she got in with me. I took off, and then a couple of years ago, I was in Camley Street, right? I was in Camley Street, and this fella walks in the same old. It's like 15 years later.
That's brilliant. What did he say? You owe me 15 quid.
She thought you was old back then, and that's 15 years later, and you're still driving a cab.
It's such a lovely profession. The characters, us guys, the guys out there pushing the cab, it's just full of characters.
And I think something we all remember is that one nice cab driver who give us that bit of positivity when it was a cold day and you was thinking, I don't think this will worth it, and that fellow who pulls up next to your lights and goes, keep going, son, you'll get there. And how much that means to you at that time.
That point was after I'd been red lined, when I met the old fella. on Finchley Road, and you know, it like exactly what you just said. It just gives you that little bit of shove.
Yeah, brilliant. No,
Right, Rosh, and now you're a cab driver, mate.
Cabbie, yeah.
You've been a cabbie for 7 years, was it?
Yeah, this is the 7th year now.
Yeah, you still enjoy it?
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Have you bought your cab?
No, I rent the cab.
Right.
So you got an electric cab, yeah?
I've got an electric cab.
Do
Love
you
the
like
electric
it?
car, I love it. Yeah, the punters love it, and you know, yes, we could argue till we're blue in the face about we should have a bit better range. It should be cheaper. Blah 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 blah.
But it is a lovely cab.
It's the first of its type.
It's exactly what we need. You know, we have to, regardless of what we say to each other, we need to get in the right century. Us as a trade.
Yeah, you're right.
And this machine that we have, this tool that we have to do our job, is perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's absolutely.
And isn't it
lovely
great,
cab.
Rosh, when you've got this expensive cab, you know, and it's really luxurious, and then this mum gets in with her 4 kids, and you can hear the packets of crisps come out, and the chocolate raisins, and you can hear them all munching, and you get out and have a look, and they've squashed it into the sides of the seats. That's
Last
lovely,
year,
that, isn't it?
no, the year before last, I picked up a family of Arabs, bless them. All of them had a Costa coffee and a packet of crisps, or something. And I knew this was going to be a major clean-up job, and dropped them off Edgware Road as usual. Went up the road, got in the back, and yes, there was coffee cups everywhere.
Yeah.
One of them had spilt over. Oh god!
Yeah.
This is a brand new cab, love. You know?
Have you got the
they
carpet
don't
or?
care,
No, it's the vinyl. Yeah.
Yeah, you're better off.
But that said, I love the cab, and I love the
It's
punters.
a fantastic
And
cab.
what did you go from to the electric cab?
I was driving around a cab with my ugly mug on it. The
Yeah, I remember.
cabbies do Kilimanjaro.
Well, we'll touch on that. Now, I go back. We go back a long way, don't we, Rosh? Now I know about 3 years ago, you pioneered an initiative with other cabbies to lose weight and get money for charity, didn't you?
Yeah.
By training for and climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, of all things. Now, it might be fair to say, hadn't it, that the training was insurmountable, and you didn't complete it, but 3 cabbies did, so it was a great achievement.
It was fabulous.
What brought you to that place?
Well, I've always overindulged all my life. I've always struggled with my weight, and it came to a point where the idea actually came from my sister. She's a nutritionist, and she said, look, why don't you do something really out of the ordinary and climb Kilimanjaro, get involved with ask a few cabbies if they want to do it with you. So just innocently I put out a tweet, this is going back a few years, does anyone fancy losing weight with me and climbing Mount Kilimanjaro? And the tweet just went mental. It went all over the place.
Yeah, that's when I first started to know you.
Yeah, there was a lot of interest in it, and a lot of leg pulling as well, obviously, cabbies being cabbies. You're going to get to Kilimanjaro, are you?
Yeah.
But eventually it whittled down to a group of hardcore people that wanted to actually do this thing.
Yeah.
And for me, I started off very well. The problem with me is I come up with something, an idea, and it sticks in my head, and I go with it in the beginning, and then I sort of fail. I don't want to use the word fail because it's very negative, but on this occasion I did fail.
Didn't fail the knowledge. There's something else.
No, I didn't fail the knowledge. No, but on this occasion I did fail. We had a great team. Darren in particular. I don't know if you guys know Darren. You know Darren.
Yeah.
Darren Parr. He took the whole thing, really forward. And I couldn't keep up with the training. I couldn't keep up with the dieting.
Where was you doing the training?
We went to Kinder Scouts, which I failed. This is up in the near. I'm going to get told off now if I get this wrong. Near Yorkshire, anyway.
Okay.
Kinder Scout, part of the 3 Peaks up there. I completely failed at that. I failed at the.
When you say you failed, what you're being told by fitness instructors you're not going to get?
I didn't find the motivation in myself to.
So you failed yourself?
Yeah. I sold everyone a lie. I was very good at going out and getting sponsors. Very good at that.
You was on telly, weren't you? A bit?
We were on the news.
Yeah,
we were on the radio. We were on BBC Radio. Sean and Myrna interviewed us. We were done a thing with Jamie. We were all over the place. And so the PR, we had a PR team with us. The whole PR and getting sponsors, I was very good at. I was very good.
So was it almost you would have been the sponsors would have paid for the event? Yeah.
Yeah,
They did. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. collectively, the cost of the whole trip was paid for this by the
So you
sponsors.
played your part then, Rosh?
I did play my part, but
That's what I was just
I
gonna say.
didn't do what I said I was going to do.
Okay.
The bottom line was, you lose the weight, get fit, you know, you put a few years on your life, mate. You know, there's so many of us.
Does it eat away at
people
you?
enduring. Pardon?
Does it eat away at you that you never did it?
No, it doesn't. I'm a bit embarrassed about it, but I speak to Darren on a regular basis. They're going again this year.
Yeah.
Well, it would have been last year, wouldn't it? But because
Yes,
of COVID, they wasn't able to do it.
They're going to go this year, exactly. And you know, speak to Darren quite a lot, and there's no reason why I can't try again.
Yeah.
You know.
It's your
Oh,
brainchild.
so you think there's going to be a part 2? Or will you do something different, or will you go to the Cabbies do Kilimanjaro
it's
again?
unfinished business for me, so I'd like to do Cabbies do Kilimanjaro.
Brilliant.
Eventually.
Yeah.
You know. But my problem is I'm trying to run before I can walk, so I've got to, you know, take it slowly. You can't. If you know, I'm nearly 19 stone. You can't just go and climb Kilimanjaro. There's a lot of work you have to do before that.
I mean, they trained for about a year.
Yeah.
You know, I remember because Rosh isn't new to this interview. I mean, we had an interview when you was just starting out.
That's right.
And it was like, in a year's time, you're
Yes.
going to be climbing.
Yes.
And I've got to say, the enthusiasm from you then was incredible.
Yeah, and that was the time when Bear Grylls and Be Military Fit got on board.
Yeah.
So we had all these kind of people.
Wow.
That's mad,
That was attracting that sort of attention.
What's
And-
really interesting about this, and I've got to say, listeners, if you want to track the progress of the team, because you're involved in that in the early stages as well, it's fascinating progress to see them, you know, get better, to see the people that did drop out. I know there was jokes about 10 green bottles.
Yeah.
You know, because cabbies were dropping out, and I guess it's similar this time. Cabbies would drop out, but it's absolutely fascinating, even those that have dropped out, to see them drop out and why they've dropped out, because it's an incredible journey.
How can we follow that, Sean? How can we follow that,
on
Rosh?
their Twitter account, Cabbies do Kilimanjaro.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have anything to do with their social
No, it'd
media.
be great
But
to look
Darren, I mean, what I will say, Brian, Darren, and John, they're the three guys that made it. Brian didn't quite make it to the peak, but he went, and you know, as far as I'm concerned, he's a winner. They lost. I think John lost something like 6 stones.
Incredible
In that
amount
year of training.
weight.
He really embraced the Be Military Fit training.
Yeah.
And Darren as well. I mean, he lost so much weight, and he was, you know, he's an inspiration, Darren.
Because none of them thought. I mean, I think it was Darren was saying he was at the bottom of the pile in the training to start with, and then he moved up, and he could see himself that progress getting fitter and fitter.
That was
John.
And he went from strength to strength. If you see a picture, before and after picture of John, completely different. You know, he looks 20 years younger. He's lost all the weight. He looks fabulous, and he feels great as well.
Good for him. I think one of the big motivators, if you're trying to put muscle or you're trying to lose weight, is seeing them first gains, isn't it? You're seeing that first development, one way or the other, that first few pounds drop off, and you can notice it, and that's a big motivator. No, what we should do a Rosh watch.
We should.
We should do every episode. We should update people how you're getting
Put him under that tremendous pressure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the journey again. I'm on this lose weight journey again, because, you know, the bottom line is, I'm too young to die. You know, I don't want to die of a heart attack or stroke.
Yeah,
or,
I know,
you know, all of that sort of stuff. There's too many people in the world dying at the moment. You know, give yourself a chance, like, you know. So that's what I'm trying to do.
But you got the legacy is that it was your idea, and it's still going ahead. So you can take a lot from that, mate.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, credit where credit's due.
It was an absolutely fantastic initiative, and I don't think the cab trade's ever had so much good PR. I think the PR team you got behind you, I mean, you was on television quite a lot, and it was absolutely fantastic for the cab trade. And I think ultimately the team, Cabbies Do Killy, raised about £16,000 for the
about 20 grand for the taxi.
For the taxi charity for military veterans. So it was great.
It's fantastic.
And this year they're doing it the taxi drivers charity for children, aren't they? So it's something to get behind, and you know, maybe sponsor. And we'll put the details up as well. So
you was on more than Bradley Walsh at that time. That's when I first got to know you. I mean, come on, get your rest, man. I know you're going to climb it. He was on the lot.
Christina Bowden, who's our PR team, she is the PR for the charity, and she said she'd take us on as well and promote us, and completely free of charge. And she's
So that helped, didn't it?
That really helped. She's the one that got us on ITV and BBC Radio and all of that stuff.
And the best thing, they did a charity car wash
Oh,
at
yeah.
the Iron Lung.
Oh,
didn't
yes.
you? Do you
Yeah,
remember doing that?
I remember very well.
You ever
Yeah.
seen that? Did you clean the lung as well? Could do it with screws up that place.
We had to get the water supply from there.
Oh,
and
you're
and it was
telling
like
me.
I had to open up this thing and put the
Really?
hose off.
The Iron Lung, if anyone don't know, is a
Don't know
toilet.
the
Yeah, if anyone listening who don't know, it's a toilet. In
Let me ask you a
Road.
quick question about the lung. Have you ever used it?
Yeah,
Use it
I
now?
have done.
You go in, right? When you go into the lung, if there's a fella on the left and a fella on the right, do you squeeze in the middle
I
or do
do,
you
yeah.
wait?
I
You
do
squeeze
that.
in the
I
middle?
do. I ain't
the
waiting
worst.
in there any longer.
No,
I go straight
no.
in.
Well, I have a
That's how you
particular
get piss on your
relationship
shoes.
with Urinals, but you know, it's
Well, Sean's always in the
Oh,
one on the
wait,
left.
no, this fella's not leaving.
yeah,
Sean
in an anorak.
Sean's sitting down in there.
I mean, you do have to hold your breath. Mind you,
Oh,
it
it's
has
the
been done
worst.
up. It's been done up, hasn't it?
I haven't
last
been
time
in there lately.
I'll tell you what. You know, there's a toilet next to it. The one of those
Yeah,
posh toilets.
the
You pay
payment.
50%.
Yes, yes.
Well, you know, I needed to use that toilet once,
Yeah.
and there was a bit of a whiner, a bit of a tramp standing outside, and he said, you know, he came out of it actually, and you know that's to close up and disinfect the whole place, and you have to wait. And he said, I've got a key, I'm homeless, so I have a key for this, right? And this was 50 pence. I think he's saving me 50. He said, I'll save you 50 pence. So I went, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they had to wait ages, so I had to make conversation with him. And then when it said, you know, enter,
You got a quid,
he
mate.
got the key, and I gave him a quid.
He's doing well,
He's a winner.
So it's like a concierge. We got toilets with a concierge. How good's that?
Apparently you stopped the cabbies using it now. They're too messy.
Well, they pay one.
Yeah, no, mate.
No.
No.
When the last cabby uses it, that's his house.
Okay.
Okay, so have you been doing much work at the minute, Rosh?
I've been trickling about, you know, just doing bits and pieces here and there.
Yeah.
Nothing spectacular.
Pre-pandemic, what was your shift pattern? What did you used to do?
I used to start early afternoon until early hours, really, late evening, early hours.
You've done a long shift.
Yeah,
then.
I would do it between 8 and 12 hours, I would say. if I
Oh,
had to
okay,
narrow it
yeah.
down.
I'd say it's probably about standard, isn't it?
Yeah, the weekend I might knock it, you know, it might go up to 11, 12 hours. During the week, sort of 8 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a few quid then.
Yeah, no, I do. Well, not now. No, I haven't. No.
No,
Rewind that
mate,
bit. No,
yeah.
I'm skint. I'm as skint as anyone else.
And when you was working, where did you gravitate towards?
Well, coming from northwest, my light used to go on towards Kensal Rise.
Oh.
I'd
No.
pass
Oh, is it
halfway to Harleston.
Yeah. I'd pass
Kendall's
Harleston.
nice,
So you
mate.
go through
Yeah.
Harleston.
Try buying a property around Kensal Rise.
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
Ladbroke
top of
Grove,
Ladbroke Grove,
top
innit,
of
yeah?
Ladbroke Grove.
Down
yeah.
Ladbroke Grove down to Wallen Park, yeah? Is
Yeah,
that your
that's
route?
it. That's my route. If you know, then I'd pass Harleston obviously before I put the light on. Kensal Rise, Kensal Green, then Ladbroke Grove, Notting, Holland Park, Notting Hill, that route, and 9 times out of 10 I'd get something to the Holland Park end of Ladbroke Grove.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10,
Yeah.
I'd get a hand there, and then off you go.
Yeah. Is there anything cabbies do that, well, I've asked people this before, that gets your goat? What is your pet hate when you're going to work every day that other cabbies do?
Oh, blimey.
Anything in particular?
Oh, crikey. God, you got me off the hop there. Oh, obviously the obvious ones, jibbing in and stuff.
Yeah,
You know, that
yeah.
gets on everyone's nerves, doesn't it? What cabbies? No, we're all angels. No, no, there's nothing.
Is it that you're driving down Piccadilly in the left-hand lane and you get the smart fella, he drives all the way down in the right-hand lane and then goes bosh, cuts in further up.
Yeah.
That's
the
one of my
first
pet
thing I
hates.
think of when that happens is,
And then you ignore all the fares and try and catch him. What an idiot. You don't
yeah.
Well,
If
I'll
someone-
get back in front of you, mate. Don't
If
worry
someone
about that.
jibs in front of me, I just think the first thing I think of is
Gonna
I
kill
just
him.
I just think I'll let him off. But he's probably one of those idiots on Twitter that's spoiling it for the rest of us. That's probably the first thing I think.
It's
of.
probably one of your followers.
Yes,
You've
it could
got
be,
five-
yeah.
You've got
Yeah, you got a few.
5,000.
I don't know how that happened, but it can't be the jokes. It surely cannot be the jokes.
I love the joke.
Well, you might lose a few after this.
Yeah, I
interview.
think so. Yeah, they might throw me off, do a trump on me.
Is there anything that passengers do that winds you up? What is a pet hate with your fares that you get?
Obviously, the litter thing really annoys me.
Yes.
Really
One of my pet
irritates
hates.
me. And people that nod on you, rather than hail you, people that sort of nod at you, as if you've got this kind of telepathic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the Arab finger waggle.
Oh, the Arab, oh, yeah, bless them. I'd give my right arm to get the Arabs back now. But the Arabs, they're a funny old breed, aren't they? I love them.
Yeah.
Like we all love
Lovely
them.
people,
They're
really.
all, it's
They're never going to cause you any problems.
Never
They're
gonna.
not drunk, are they? They're not abusive.
Yeah.
And they always pay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. They're a strange.
Didn't you have a rotor from outside the tower.
Oh yeah,
casino.
Arab guy. Yeah, I mean they're the laziest breed on the planet, aren't they? But the guy hailed me outside the tower casino there on Knightsbridge, and he gets in the cab. He said, "Turn around, turn around." So I said, "Right, okay, turn around." And he says, "Stop, stop." So I thought he wants to pick up his missus on the other side of the road or something, you know.
Oh no.
He's got out of the cab. He just didn't want to cross the road. So he's got out of the cab. How much are you? I was like, oh,
360.
No, it was £2. At that time it was £2.
Yeah.
Didn't even tick over.
He gave me a £50 note, obviously.
Oh.
Bloody hell. So, you know, if it was a little old lady, I would say forget about it. I understand
yeah.
you don't want to cross the road. But this young, fit Arab guy didn't want to cross the blinking road. So I've taken the money out of the sheer laziness of
I mean, you quite often get things like that with the Arabs. They get in outside Selfridges and want to go to the back of Selfridges and things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they must
I've had a
trust
park
us.
lane to park lane. I've had a park lane at the top,
Oh, yeah.
and he's going park lane. We're in park lane, sir.
Yeah.
No. And they're straight. It's always straight.
They must
Yeah,
trust us
yeah,
because
yeah.
they let their kids do whatever they want.
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Well, they love us, don't
I
they?
think they think my cab's a trampoline.
Well, on the Arabs, I spoke to an Arab lady a few years ago, and she, you know, we were just talking in general about black cabs and you know how she loves coming to London, and she said herself the reason why we love black cabs is, she showed me a watch. She said that watch is like equivalent of £50,000. You know, I don't want to be walking around. We trust you guys.
Yeah.
We're secure
Yeah.
in your taxi.
Yes.
You know, if I leave my bag in your cab, which she had done previously, she knows it's going to turn up at the hotel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Here's a trust story. A lady got in my cab once in Brompton Road, and she was going to Eaton Square where she lived. I mean, Eaton Square is as good a address as you're ever going to
Yeah,
get.
yeah.
And she was raving about black cabs. Lovely lady. She was like the queen, just beautiful. Anyway, I was all polite, got out, and she said, one day, she said, Christmas Day, I hailed one of you guys to come in and help me put the turkey in the oven because it was too low down and I couldn't bend down. Wow. So I've gone like, that's mad. She goes, I know. So I wouldn't let it go now. So I'm going, what did you pay him? She goes, I gave him £50.
Wow.
I said, well, that's a good job. And she said, do you know what he said? Do you want me to come back when it's ready? That's a typical cab driver. He wants a wait and return on a turkey. You know, he's not happy with a 50.
Yeah, he wants a bit more.
Mind you, having
Brilliant.
said that,
Excellent.
when I first got out, I was outside Selfridges and a couple got in with their baby, and the TX2s used to have that baby seat. They got really, this was a baby, it wasn't even a toddler. And then they got out and asked me if I could take the baby to a house, walk round the outer circle.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Crazy,
was like, good.
What
But-
did you
and
do?
I
Did
just-
you
I
carry
did-
on working for a while and then take it?
I went round the houses. I made a journey of it. No, I just thought that's
You couldn't get trust like that. It's unbelievable.
But what was really funny at the time, I thought, oh well, this is what cab drivers do. I never gave it a second thought. Now I think it was quite shocking that they've actually left pretty much a newborn baby in the cab. But back in the day, I just didn't blink
But
an
people
eyelid.
still do, don't they? I mean, well, you know, we're our own worst enemies when we start arguing with each other. But people do know what we're about. They know they can trust us. They know they can trust us.
Best cab drivers in the world.
Unbelievable. The stuff that we do, the Great Ormond Street stuff, you know, we all do it. The stuff that Mike Hughes does with the veterans every year,
Yeah,
you know,
fantastic.
the charities.
Well, the message needs to get out there a bit more, doesn't it? Sometimes that's all.
Sometimes our PR can be a bit.
Yeah, well, it is
A little bit
difficult.
wayward.
You know, we haven't come from that side of things. Like we were saying last week, we all come from different backgrounds, and all of a sudden we're concerned about PR. I hear about the crash on the news. I'm thinking, please don't be a cab driver. Please don't be a cab driver. This has really been thrown on us. But listen, what we all need to remember is we are the best cab drivers in the world, undisputed.
100%.
What us lot in the cab now?
Us four in the cab right now, the best cab drivers in the world.
And the best looking.
I'll agree with
that's
that.
debatable. That one.
Right, Rosh, we know you're a nice man. We've met you. We know you're very funny. But are you a classy cabbie or a dirty dog?
I don't want to prejudice this at all, Rosh.
Am I allowed to answer that?
Yeah, well, yes. Do you think you're a classy cabbie?
Oh, without any shadow.
Okay, so we got
hold on a
something.
minute.
Now I would say us three, we're sort of middle. We're middle range.
Well,
Maybe
I'm
we're
quite
just edging
confident.
on the scale.
We're C+.
We'll see.
Well, I took
Yeah,
it
yeah,
down.
I agree.
When I saw the hat, he went down 1 point immediately. Immediately.
He rents a cab. Oh,
Yeah, rental knocks you down a peg.
Oh.
But we'll see. We're going to ask you a few questions.
Is this a race thing?
Do you know?
Hey, you can't do that in
You don't do that.
He's
That's brilliant.
the smile
race car.
I
That's
saw that car poking out his pocket.
That's brilliant. He's got the race card. He's gone back up one. Yeah.
Right, we're going to ask you a series of questions.
Okay.
Very light-hearted. Please answer them openly and honestly.
Okay.
It's just all a bit of fun. Right. Okay. How often do you clean your cab?
Pre-COVID or now? I mean,
Pre-COVID. We're talking about working days. Yeah,
okay,
obviously
pre-COVID,
COVID's
every other day. I'm quite a stickler for it.
Wow, really? So that's a full clean in and out?
Yeah. I love it shiny.
And I've got to validate that because I've never seen Rosh's cab dirty ever.
It's
gleaming.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's definitely a point. I think at a minimum you should be getting your cab cleaned at least once a week, weather permitting. If it's raining, maybe more. And you should do the inside every day.
I paid for my local Romanian guy's new Ferrari. With the many times I go in there. You know?
Right then, now I always ask the piss bottle question. Have you got a piss bottle? Now being a trucker, I'm hearing truckers have a poo bottle. So, have you got that? Although I've also heard all truckers are murderers. That ain't true, is it?
No. Don't listen to them stories.
Most serial killers were a trucker, weren't they?
Yeah, the thing in Ipswich, he was a truck driver.
Yeah, he was.
He started murdering all the brasses and
That's
stuff.
right, yeah.
Piss bottle, no, I don't in the taxi. In the truck, when I used to drive the truck around the continent is fantastic for truck stops and bathrooms and showers. They're fabulous, especially in places like Germany.
Yeah.
Every 20 miles there's a fantastic truck stop. So there was no need really to do any of that. This thing about
and in England you got a little chef.
In England.
The Watford Gap.
Yeah. It's terrible.
And you're not all murderers. That's wrong.
We're definitely not all murderers. No, definitely.
They always get caught with a shoe, don't they? They what happens? Because if you're going to murder someone, keep both their shoes. Because you always find that they find the murder, they find the body, don't they? And it's only got one shoe, and that trucker's driving along going, killed her. Oh no, I've got the shoe. Why did I take the other shoe? They don't learn, do they? So tell your trucker mates.
Yeah, they're great truckers. I mean, we think our Twitter accounts are terrible. You should read
I can imagine.
The truckers ones and the truckers social media.
I'll tell you what, the thing is about trucking, I mean, if I ever get a road, even coming over the A13 when I've finished up, the minute I hit the A13, I start nodding off. I'm like, I can't, I'm struggling to keep my eyes open. You see, I think it's just the monotony of, if you go on the motorway, that's it, I've had it, I've got to be really careful. I mean, don't you feel like you're nodding off when you're driving across Europe?
There's been a couple of occasions, but in Europe, when I was driving a right-hand truck on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
So you got an extra layer of alertness that you need to be, you need to have with you. So that sort of kept me awake, really. But I loved the job in general. I love going to Italy and Sicily and all over the continent.
Did you fall back into it easy? I'm assuming you've gone back into doing truck driving while the cabbie's
Well,
down.
I did do. I was filling in for a guy who went away. He went home to Poland for a month. This was like just before Christmas. So my old boss said to me, "Do you want to fill in for him?" And I said, "Yeah." I jumped at it. We, done a bit of Italy and Sicily and Holland and stuff. But I really, really loved the job. I mean, just a quick story on the trucking.
Yeah, go on, mate.
Get sent to Norway.
Your show.
I got sent to Norway once. This is going back 15 years.
Yeah.
And one night I was driving and I was looking for somewhere to park for the night. And so I see a big sign, P, and a big symbol of a truck, turn left. So I've turned left. I thought, all right, great, found a truck stop. So I've turned left, and this is 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going up this road, and it's getting steeper and steeper and steeper, and narrower and narrower and narrower. Unbeknown to me, I'm driving up someone's driveway. I'm not, and, I've got 40 foot and 40 ton.
No.
So I'm going up a mountain, middle of Norway, in the middle of winter, pitch black. All I could see at the top of this mountain was a few lights. It was a house. I was literally driving up someone's driveway.
Amazing.
So I've got to the top.
People?
I've got to the top, and I thought, shit, what am I going to do now? And this little old lady, Norwegian lady, came out, hands on the hips, shaking her head, as if to say, "Oh, not again." So I've,
You can now use your toilet.
I've made bits of her garden. It looked like an allotment. It took half an hour to turn
No
around.
way.
And I've had about 50 quid's worth of Norwegian kroner in my pocket. I've given it to her, And I said, I'm really, really sorry, madam. And she said, it's all right, it's all right. It's not the first time. Won't be the last time. Go down my driveway, turn left, and turn left. You'll see a massive truck.
She said it in an Essex accent.
She did actually, funny enough. They're great at English, the Norwegians. But that wasn't the end of it.
Get off my land, she's great at that.
I've looked at this poor woman's front garden in my mirror thinking, I was crying, I really felt sorry for her. Down the drive, like she said, turn left, and then left into a massive truck stop. So I've closed the curtains of the truck, I've gone to sleep, and that was it. In the morning, I've opened the curtains, on the wing mirror, there was a carrier bag, plastic carrier bag tied on the mirror. With some fruit in it, some yogurts and stuff, and a little note from the lady up with the house. No. She said, don't worry about it, you please come back again, you're more than welcome, but don't bring the bloody truck.
Oh, that was lovely.
And the money back.
And the money. And you know, it really it still does bring tears to my eyes, because it's like such a lovely woman. Yeah. I destroyed her garden. You want to see this guy? Yeah.
Did you go back?
No, I haven't, but I will do one day. I definitely will do. I might actually drive the cab to Norway. So that's one day. I say, this is what I'm doing now.
So that's fair. Tell your garage. That is two ladies you've destroyed. The one you sold the Hoover to originally, and the one you destroyed the garden.
Yeah, but she was lovely. I mean, I knew she was lovely when she came out. She had a bit, you come across some people in your life, without speaking to them, you know that's going to be a
She would have bought a Hoover, wouldn't she?
Yeah, she would have been a Dorothy and bought that just to help me. Just to give me the commission.
Well, she was help her Hoover the garden up.
Oh, God. The garden, it honestly was, it was terrible.
That's a great story.
Right, Rosh, we're going to fire through a few more of these. We're running quite low on time. Right, at what point does the meter go on when you get hailed?
As soon as the door's closed. And the bumps on the seat.
So you didn't do the old, as soon as the hand goes up, boom, the meter goes on?
No. As soon as the bum...
Dirtbag move.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Dirty dog move. You see, it's very common. Dirty dog move.
And he wasn't having to calculate what he had to say then.
And you've got to think about...
right in there.
I think, the punter's going to like me, so they might even give me a quid on the end of the journey.
Yeah. No, that's...
Do you pick up opposite the ranks on Oxford Street?
Only if a bus is going.
No,
I don't. No, put down no, please.
No, that's not on the thing. I never forget an old boy. He picked up obviously Marks and Spencer's. I was second in the panel. I went, mate, what are you doing? There's a rank here. He went, did she come out of Marks and Spencer's? He went, no. He went, my job then. And I sort of thought he had a point, really, but
he had that plan though, didn't he? He's been told that a few times.
It's always the old boys, isn't it? Always the old boys.
It's like when people make their own ranks up. They think that whole road's theirs, don't they? Because they've just gone to put a rank outside.
I think we should touch on the pop-up rank at another time because there's a lot to go on.
That'll divide opinion.
Yeah, it will. But I think we've all got
to do another hour.
It's tough, it's tough. But anyway, we'll move on. Right, okay, you've got a passenger on.
Yep.
You've messed the line up.
Yeah.
Do you blag it and tell her the road was closed, you've had to go another way? Or do you come clean and say, listen, madam, sir, I've took a wrong turn, I'll knock the money off? And what is the deciding factor that makes you go either way or the other?
Well, if they've got their head buried in their phone or their iPad or something, I could kind of sneakily get back on track. If they're paying attention to where I'm going, I'm just going to own up. I'll say, oh, sorry. I messed up here. I knocked a couple of quid off the fare.
So you make a decision based on whether they're paying any attention.
Basically,
yeah. I think we're all a bit guilty of that.
Yeah, but, I won't lie. It's happened.
I sometimes just reset the meter and just say, look, you just met me out there. Like, just wanted to go that way. As a friend of mine lived there, and then just start again. And in their brain, they're looking at, he started again.
And if they're Chinese, Mark?
No, you just carry on.
Not when you're 20 quid in.
No, when you're 20 quid in, that's another story.
My biggest fear, right, is I know this is of all the biggest fears to worry about during this pandemic. This is you get a job at Paddington and you miss that slip on the flyover. Can you imagine doing it? I always think now. I've never done it yet, and
once they closed the slip and you had to go all the way up to
that's a long old way
to the roundabout.
That's a long way.
Do you remember when the Oak Cafe was open?
Yeah.
This is when I first got out.
So before he goes to find
a nice bit of red diesel from there.
It was okay. I was looking forward to it. I picked someone up at the Marylebone station. He said Paddington Station, and all I had in my head was, I'd love a nice brew now. So I've gone into the Oak with him in the back, and I completely forgot about him. I just thought, I really want a nice cup of tea here.
Who see that tweet the other day when the fella he said he got held down.
Yeah.
He put the meter on, went, done the job, turned around, and the
There was
fella
no
went
one
in the
there.
back.
Yeah, I saw that. But this bloke to me, when we got to the Oak, he said, "Is this Paddington?" And I said, "Oh, sorry, mate, it hasn't moved. Let me just quickly run you."
Right, Ross. So on the answers you've given,
Do you want a tea?
on the answers you've given, we know you're a lovely fella.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
I can vouch for
you're
that.
you're on the cusp like us.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you just tick over into the right side of the
Okay,
green. You're
thank
on
you.
you're just over half full. So I'm going to say that you're definitely on the side of being a classy cabbie.
I think you've done him a bit of a disservice there.
You reckon more?
Yeah, I
The
think
Kilimanjaro
Rosh
thing probably knocks him up at least
No,
quarter of a
is-
tank.
if we're a C plus B minus, he's around about a B. Yeah, you've got to give him that.
But listen, you've been a great guest, and we're
problem.
so
Nice,
chuffed you
nice.
come
Oh,
down. It's
loved
been
it. I loved
really
it.
funny.
Thank you very
Alright,
much.
No
brilliant.
problem, my pleasure.
All right, brilliant,
Thanks,
mate.
mate.
This is Cab Class with Gary, Mark and Sean. And we're asking, are you a classy cabbie or a dirty old dog? If you think you're a classy cabbie, maybe you have a story to tell and you don't mind us digging out your past, then get in touch by emailing us at newcabclass@gmail.com. Gotta love it. That's Cab Class with Gary, Mark and Sean.